And we're live, Robbie. Quite
D-Day,
literally.
what's going What?
Yeah.
Second round, actual maiden voyage of doing this live thing. I dig it.
Yeah, we started last week and it was just on Twitch last week, but this week we're on all of our stuff except for Instagram, which is still trying to be a fool and not let us stream directly to it.
Wonders never cease, man. It's always going to be one. It's always
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
always going to
one.
be one. And by the way, Robbie, we gave you just a quick backstory. Earlier today, one of the guys in the Austin O'Carroll was saying he had a sunburn, and
A sick sunburn, a sick
yeah,
burn, if you will.
yeah, and Robbie Lewis got a lot of crap because he said that you could take care of that with a hot shower.
See, my girlfriend's the one who actually taught me that because I got a bad burn at the beach, right?
Yeah.
And I was dying. She's like, look, you need to take a hot shower. And like the rest of you, I was like, okay, whatever. No, I'm not doing that. She's like, try it. It's going to work. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I'll try it for the sake of love. I'll do it. And it totally works. It draws all the heat. She's like, did you explain the science? I'm like, I kind of forgot it. She's like, it draws all the heat out of that burn. So it allows it actually to cool off. Then you put your, aloe vera and everything on, and it heals almost overnight.
Well, see, you did say that, but we just didn't believe you.
Oh, I
But
did tell the other part? I thought I did. Or I thought I didn't.
no, you did, and then I was telling my wife and her mom about it, and they're both like, "Oh no, that's totally true." And I was like, "Well, crap, we just we made fun of Robbie for like 2 hours for that earlier."
Yeah, and yeah. Hey man, it's a thing. I'm not worried about it. You know why? Because I know the truth. The truth was out there, and it came from the educated statement of your lady and her mother.
Yeah, it's
Ooh, one for the
absolutely.
Rob.
So yeah, I'll be sure
Great
to
number.
I'll be sure to throw.
Defend me. You're gonna defend me now.
Yeah, I'll make sure that Austin and John know that you're not 100% crazy.
No, I'm 100% crazy. I'm just factually crazy too.
Well, yeah, that's fair. So anyway, Robbie, what's been up with you
Yep.
this week?
Man, it was a wild, crazy week. Typical work thing. But we'll ignore that. Everybody's trying to get away from that thought. It's Sunday. Um, so over the weekend, uh, my buddy had his birthday party, and actually, you know him. Everyone who's listened to the podcast so far probably does. Brent Woods. We got to hang out, and that dude. From the episode, we know he's a musician,
Yeah.
but he's not, and he's a counselor, and all those wonderful things. But on top of that, he is a very talented musician all around. So we go to his studio. He's got some friends over. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll sit and I'll play. Bro, these guys killed it. Like straight up slaughtered it. There's videos.
Yeah, I was about to
On
say, I saw some of Jenny's videos that she kept putting up.
that sneaky girl. She snuck that in. I did not, dude. Didn't even know what was going on. And Brent gave her his rig, and
I was
so
about
there's
to,
a video on his page.
yeah, I was about to say I saw Brent did one too, and it looked like it was just Jenny that did. So you said Brent gave it to her. She did just like jack his phone without him knowing.
Exactly, right. He was like, look, use my rig. He's got like this bad to the bone Tascam mobile recording mic that he
Yeah,
hooked up to. Dude, he went mad scientist, hooked that up to his iPhone, so he's getting like a better audio quality, which was really good. But I got to sit in with these guys. I think we started up around I'm time wise not 100%, but like 7, 8ish, somewhere in
yeah,
there.
yeah. That's about right.
And dude, we slayed it till like 10 o'clock. Like it was the most fun. Just there was no rhyme or reason. We were all playing different stuff. And a lot of these guys are gospel musicians, and
Yeah,
so the soul behind oh, it was just wonderful. I can't say enough good about these guys.
that's awesome,
And
dude.
so that was the start to my weekend. How about you, Doug? What about you?
Oh boy, Gears Tactics.
Oh boy, tell me all about it.
So let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. That just a quick update on the gaming side of things. So the schedule has changed a little bit. Uh,
Okay.
well, me and you were talking about it behind the scenes, starting Friday. Um,
Right.
so basically, I had what how tomorrow's stream is gonna go is First off, whoever made that final boss fight, I hope you burn in a fiery hell because it is terrible. It it's frustrating just to be frustrating, and it's just a dumb fight. And I was going at it for an hour and I barely made any progress on it. He's
Uh,
maybe to half health, and it didn't like I might have actually finished it Friday, except for the mission glitched halfway through, so I had to restart, and the current checkpoint was just putting me back at the beginning of the whole entire mission.
oh
So
wow.
I saved where I was. So the plan, I'm going to pick it up tomorrow, from where I saved. If I die, that's it. I'm not doing it again. I'm just not.
It's like
Uh,
I'm done.
what
This
I'm
is
pro-
the end.
yeah, what
The
I'm
end of the Iron Man squad. The Iron Mullets. Yes, the Iron Mullets.
yeah, but what I'm probably gonna do is if it goes off and I die, I'll have just a video of the ending of the game. I'll pull it up. We'll watch it as an audience together, and we'll end it there. And so I said I was gonna do Condemned after this, but I forgot there's a little indie title coming out on Friday,
Oh yeah.
called The Last of Us Part 2.
Think I heard something about that
Yeah,
game here and there.
it's
It's a
got like
sequel.
like 5 people worked on it. It's very low budget.
Yeah, yeah. 8-bit, right? It's
Yeah,
8-bit gaming.
it's like a throwback to the old NES era. Just really retro stuff going on there. But
Nice, like Dig Dug level, right? Yeah,
yeah,
Dig Dug.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's what we're going for here.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Quick update. Grayson's video is almost at 1,400.
So tell us about that. I was meaning to
Uh,
ask you. This guy is becoming
oh,
internet famous over here.
yeah. So we'll come
Who's
back
our
to this.
special guest for this episode of Here We Are?
You wanna say hey? Yeah, he
Hey.
made a video on He wanted to send a video to Morgan Wallen. So we just recorded a
Yeah.
video of him with his little toy guitar, and he's just singing along to the song on the TV. And yeah, we put it on TikTok last night, and it's did I just say past 1,400?
You just said past 14. You texted me not even what 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
with, oh yeah, he's at 800 views.
yeah. So he's gotten that many views in like 20 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to the marketing director now of Here We Are SWLA,
Yeah,
Grayson
I'm
Dutra.
gonna start writing him some scripts and have him record it for the podcast.
Yes.
We're just gonna run them on
that's what we need.
YouTube and Twitch and everything.
He's drilling those new concepts, man. As
Yeah,
you can tell
yeah,
behind him.
he definitely is. But anyway, going back. So between knowing me, the game comes out Friday, but I'm gonna have there's probably gonna be an update or something I'm gonna have to download. So
It's gonna
starting
take forever.
yeah, starting Monday is when we're gonna start the Last of Us 2 streams. So
Ooh.
Tuesday through Friday, I'm gonna be digging into that bundle that I bought earlier this week.
Right on, man. Right on. You told me about that.
And for those of you that don't know, excuse you. Uh, so there is a bundle right now on I think it's called, if you just Google racial inequality bundle, it is a gaming bundle it's on a website called itch.io. And
Okay.
basically you give $5 or really whatever you want to give, and
Right.
it goes to the different organizations that are going with Black Lives Matter right now. And
Okay.
basically, the last time I checked, you get like 1,600 games for $5.
Wow.
And
That's a lot of games, man.
there's I've gone through like maybe just like 3 pages out of 50 something pages, and it's added at least 20 games to my stream list.
So what are some examples of these games? Like what genres are we looking at? Are there any particulars that are like new that might be popular or that you've heard about? Are these indie developers? Like what's the
Yeah,
story
so
on the games stuff?
it's all indie stuff for the most part.
Okay.
But there are some what's up, Jenny? There are some bigger indie stuff. Like you might have heard of a game called Celeste that came out a year or two ago.
Right.
That's in the bundle, which
Okay.
Celeste is worth $5 by itself. I played that game last
Accurate.
year when it came out on Xbox, and it's such a good game. It's got a good story to it.
No, what? It's an RPG, if I remember
No,
right.
it's a platformer, and it is very hard. It
Oh,
is
okay. Very
very,
good.
very, very, very hard. But what they did, which is really smart, is you can make the game like the default difficulty is really hard, but you can make it as easy or as hard as you want it. Like there's basically like a little
Okay.
there's like a slider where you can make it uh either way, really. As hard or as easy as you want it. And I played it. I loved it. It was a great experience. So I mean, even if you just want to spend $5 on Celeste and get 1,599 other games, I mean, there you go. And it's not just indie games. There are gaming dev kits included. There's like programming and coding kits in the bundle. There's even like
Wow.
tabletop RPGs. There's some of those in there. And
Uh-huh.
actually, there's also, if you wanted to get into that, it's got a hex builder, so you can like build out the game environment on your
Oh,
computer and do all that digitally. Uh, so it's
that is
def
bad to the bone.
yeah, and I'm actually gonna look at something real quick here on my sheet.
Hey,
Try,
your screen is a lot brighter now, chap. I can
yeah,
actually see your face a little
it's
bit better.
because okay, so the first one I'm gonna look at is called Babysitter Bloodbath. So, dude, it
Okay,
it's
interesting title concept.
going back to like retro looking games and stuff. It looks like a survival horror game from the PS1 era. And
Oh, nostalgia be with
and
me.
the story is very much in line with like classic Halloween movies where
Okay.
this girl's babysitting and this guy breaks out of an insane asylum or something and comes after her. And I watched the trailer. I didn't even watch the whole trailer. I got like 20 seconds in. I was like, I'm in. I want to do this.
Sold.
but yeah,
Beat me.
but yeah, dude. I'm gonna do that one for sure.
Okay.
And depending on how long that goes, I'm just gonna go into my Excel sheet that you guys just saw a little bit of there, and I'm just gonna hit that randomize button and see what comes out. And Monday we'll start The Last of Us Part Two. And okay, so this is the reason that I was going back and forth over this. The Last of Us Part Two is a dark game, like very dark.
The
Uh,
concept of post-apocalyptic world after and now was it? I know there's zombies technically in the game, like there's the mutant aspect,
yeah,
right?
but
But it's even more than that, concept-wise.
yeah, and I was listening to Kind of Funny's review when they put it out Friday morning, and there was already some messed up stuff in Last of Us Part One, and they're saying that it's even darker than that. And
Right.
I was just kind of thumbing through some reviews, and there were some people that said that it was emotionally exhausting. So
No.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna put a disclaimer in every video, on every stream. It's gonna be in the description. So if you don't like dark subject matter or you don't want spoilers for The Last of Us Two, just sit this one out a little bit. And if there's ever a point where I don't feel comfortable streaming it, we'll just cut it and we'll go over to Condemn 2 and we'll go on with the regular schedule.
Yeah, well, I mean, and from the sound of it, with that bundle you've got a ton of content to choose from.
Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got a couple of new games to play.
And I mean, coming up, we're gonna be doing more streaming. I'm about to get in on the bundle with you and give it a shot.
Wait,
See if I can make it work.
did you
Get the
buy it?
mad skills going. And you know, maybe we'll have some other gamers come on and play with us before long. We've got
Did
some cool people out there we know.
did you buy it? Did you say you bought it or
I'll be buying it on payday. I know it's one of those weeks where it's like every dollar counts.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you there.
But payday is coming.
But yeah, dude, if there's anybody out there that hasn't done this yet and they want it, it's still available right now as far as I know. And I like
Okay.
people have still been like when What? Oh, okay. uh, but yeah, people have been like steadily adding to this thing like as the weeks progress. Like when I bought it, it was just over 1,000 games at the time. So 600 games have been added since I
Wow.
bought it. Uh,
Wow.
but yeah, so it's and even at the time, would you get off? Uh, at the time, somebody did a mock up. Oh, you okay? Hey,
Oh,
can you stop jumping on me, please? Uh, at the time, somebody did a mock up of how much money you save, and it was like if you bought everything in the bundle, uh, if you bought everything out in the bundle outside the bundle, it was like thousands of dollars,
that's insane,
and
man.
you're getting all of this for 5 or however you want to spend on it.
Right, right. Man, that is really cool.
Yeah, dude.
I'm glad you got the opportunity to get a hold of that, and we'll join in on it with you and see if we can find a cool co-op game where show this old guy the ropes.
Yeah,
Pay
dude.
me
And
that $20.
we're still not gonna announce it just yet, but pretty soon, a month from now, we're gonna be doing a really big stream, a 4 to
Yep.
6 hour long stream. So you guys just
Yeah.
kind of be on the
It'll be
lookout
wild.
for more updates for that. He really messed up my hair there. Uh,
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be
yeah.
fine. At least you have hair to mess up. Me, I'm slow retreat over here. That's why I get these bougie haircuts.
Yeah, dude. Other than that, it's just been
Speaking of,
movies.
thank you, April from Barbers on Broad for the slick cut, the beard trim.
Yeah, there you go,
It's
buddy.
all about the beard,
All
loving
about
this
that
beard.
beard. No stubble.
So proud of you.
So, dude,
Yeah.
I've been watching that I watched pretty much all of the Phase 3 Marvel movies this week.
How'd that go for you?
Uh first off, uh I didn't enjoy Guardians 2 as much as I did in the theaters.
Okay.
It was still a good movie. I just didn't enjoy it as much, especially I think Guardians 1 was a way better movie.
Okay.
Uh
Tends to be the case with most sequels. I mean, kind of like Thor with Thor Dark World. Ironically, and then they kind of broke that mold with Ragnarok,
dude,
but
Ragnarok, I freaking love that movie. I forgot how much I loved that movie until I watched it again.
well, it's made so well. You
Yeah.
know, the hard thing, like I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. Like I've watched, most of the modern Doctor Who's,
Yeah.
and I watched the classics growing up. LPB, 2 o'clock in the morning. What else are you gonna do? Um, and enjoyed that. And so bringing that comedy mixed with sci-fi, mixed with adventure, all that into what Ragnarok became, I think it changed the tone not only of how the direction of the Marvel franchise is going, because they're going on a universal level, obviously, by what we saw in Endgame, and
Yeah.
now the multiverse is going to be kind of the next thing, especially like with Doctor Strange, the multiverse of madness. But it's set up a lot of like this universe aspect, which is so cool about the comics. Because, like, the Guardians of the Galaxy have way more members than what's in the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you've got Adam Warlock, which was teased at the end of Guardians 1.
Yeah.
Um,
Real quick,
which you
Jenny
got
just put old school Doctor Who ... Yeah, he's a homeschooler.
accurate. I'll
Continue.
take that. But that you got Adam Warlock. You've got Ghost Rider.
Which they teased Adam at the end of 2,
They
right?
did. They had him in the big exactly, yeah, he was in that huge cocoon type, machine, and which I don't believe that's the original origin story that he was made by them. I could be a little off on that. Now that you
Yeah.
have the comic app, you can find out.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
Maximum
that thing's
Carnage.
awesome. Right? Oh, such a good series. You've got that, and then you've got Ghost Rider became like the space Ghost Rider basically, and he went through outer space looking like bad to the bone.
Did you see what I
Then you
sent
had
you before
Venom.
we hopped on?
Oh yeah, that is an old post.
Oh, it is?
I've
Okay.
seen it around for a few years, but it's still like up in the air. Like I don't. There's been such an argument over who's going to be Ghost Rider in the MCU. And honestly, it's even more so pointed at who Keanu Reeves is going to be in the MCU because there, from what last I heard, Keanu is interested in becoming part of the MCU.
I would love for him to be part of the MCU for sure.
I think he would make a good Ghost Rider. And I hate to put it this way, but he's such a physically attractive person that they don't, in a movie sense and everything, the thing that's going to sell the money is seeing Keanu Reeves' face. As Ghost Rider, you're going to lose that
Yeah.
absence, you know?
So
But it's tough, man. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
a lot of it's going to be motion capture, a lot of it's going to be that. What I hope they do is they give his character more talking roles because Nicolas Cage's role, he kind of hulked out. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, there wasn't a whole lot of talking minus the, arpeggiated voice editing they did for the raspy, screamy skull face.
Yeah.
I hope they would give more lines to him in that form. Norman Reedus, however, though, bad to the bone, dude. It's kind of like Andy Serkis. You know when you watch Planet of the Apes, or when you watch Lord of the Rings, you can see his body language in all of his motion capture roles.
Yeah.
He's very animated with his body language, as well as Norman Reedus. When you see him in Boondock Saints, super animated body language because his face isn't, to me at least, if you're comparing him to to Keanu Reeves' role, he's now I think about it, John Wick is pretty monotone in expression. But either way, both would be great. I would love to see Norman Reedus do it though, because him on a motorcycle is just bad to the bone.
Yeah, dude, it's like bread to
Honestly,
butter.
right? But the thing is, Keanu doesn't age, okay? And we're looking at a guy that's probably going to be with the MCU on the Robert Downey Jr. level because Keanu is Keanu.
Yeah.
Him as Adam Warlock. Could you imagine him in Guardians 3 as Adam Warlock?
That would be cool, dude. And I mean, we're gonna get. I mean,
did I lose you, Doug?
No, I can hear you.
I think I broke Doug.
No, I can hear you. Hello? Can you hear me? Robbie, I can hear you and I can see you. Hello? Stay with us for just a
Hey,
sec.
Doug, you still there?
Yeah, dude, I've been here. Like I could hear and see you and everything. Okay, I'm still recording too, and I can still hear you. That is Robbie messaging me on his Facebook. I'll answer him. You did not lose me. I can still hear and see you. Just bear with us a little bit, guys. I don't know what happened, Jenny.
So, Doug, you can still hear me on the other end. So, hear me are. Yeah, lost you there for a minute. So, I'm going to end the call and jump back in. If you can hear me, send me a good old thumbs up.
Okay, thumbs up.
Because I can't hear you or see you. It's just spinning. All right, I will be right back. Sorry, party people. Hang on tight.
Oh, no, it's just me. Oh, wait, he's coming back. He's back.
Doug, are you there? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me,
Douglas? It's so dark. I can
see
you
hear me?
Light.
Can you hear me?
Oh, that's my ring light. Hey,
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me real good?
That'll be.
So anyways, you heard my whole. I'm sure it was awkward. I just went like, I'm going to text Doug.
Well,
I'm
no,
not saying anything out loud that would make myself incriminating.
Well, okay. So basically, what happened was you froze for a little bit, and then when you came back, you couldn't hear me anymore. But I could still perfectly see and hear you. Stop that.
Oh, internet, why do you make this so much fun?
Oh, yes. So what were we saying?
But yes. I was just saying, like, Keanu as Adam Warlock would be a really cool character. I think he would play the part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember what I was about to say. I'm sure we have to get some kind of Guardians content in the new Thor movie, because he's with them. So I don't know. Maybe he'll get introduced.
I but do you think he's gonna be with them, or do you think I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna have the Guardians. Now, it would be cool to see Rocket come back with them because those two played. Everybody thought Winter Soldier and Rocket were gonna be something, but I I feel like there's more with Thor and Rocket.
Yeah, the
What do you
funny
think?
the funny rabbit. So
No, you funny rabbit.
yeah, dude. I think that would be fun. Maybe
I'm sure
may
Star would be glad to get him off the ship.
yeah, I'm sure he would. But yeah, maybe they'll even do basically how they kind of just wrote Natalie Portman out of the MCU after Dark World. Maybe they'll just be like, oh yeah, they dropped me off on this planet or something like that.
Basically, it's like an homage to her exiting the MCU and now returning. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, she's coming.
How
She's
after all
supposed to be
these years,
coming back.
dude, that was a big ordeal. Like a lot of people were upset because they loved her as Jane Foster. Some people didn't care either way.
Well, see, I
Yours
liked
truly.
I liked her in the first Thor. It was one of the few things I liked about the first Thor.
Right.
I thought she was good. I didn't like her in
Right.
Dark World. I didn't like a lot of things in Dark World.
That's fair. I
Yeah.
still I enjoyed it. Ragnarok blows them both out of the water.
My thing is the villains in Dark World were completely forgettable, and I just didn't enjoy
Yeah,
them.
and you know what's sad? One of the doctors is actually in it. He's the main villain.
Yeah.
He played the Ninth Doctor in Doctor Who, and poor guy. He I don't know what happened with him over the years, but he just kept getting bad role after bad role.
Yeah.
Just one of those things, unfortunately.
Yeah, and
When Loki's kind of more of the anti-hero and he's still a better villain,
yeah. And dude,
Mm.
it's kind of like Final Fantasy VII. There, every villain in that remake is bad too.
Oh yeah, that's an episode we've got to have soon. You need to finish that game. Tough it
Okay,
up, Buttercup. I'm ready.
I am at okay. So you've beaten you remember at the end after the Shinra building the motorcycle sequence?
Yes.
That's where
Yes.
I'm at. I just finished that. So I should be very
You're not
close.
far.
I should be very
You're
close to
not
the
far.
end. When we're gonna get Craig Robertson and maybe one other guest to come on, and they're gonna have to stop me from trashing this freaking game, man. And like,
I'm just gonna sit back with popcorn. We're gonna throw this on a webcam. We're gonna have a good time.
and like the thing is, I think it would have been a lot better if I hadn't played Trails of Cold Steel before this 1 and 2, because I was used to playing these RPGs where most of the gameplay matters and the story, the things you're doing matters, and the villains are good
Right.
instead of these stereotypical
Yeah.
archetypal characters that are just there to move the story along. And yeah, I'm gonna stop and we need to move on because I do not want to get into this yet.
Well, I'm with you, man. But besides that, so we've had some movie talk. Let's see, what movie talks have I been on? Like, what have I been on? Honestly, I haven't been watching too many movies. I've been more back into series binging. I'm tonight after this podcast, I am going to sit down and I'm going to watch Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Good.
I've made up my mind. This week was wild, crazy. You'll get on the next weekly update my take. We'll have a discussion about it, Doug, for sure, and it'll be a blast. But what we got next on the docket? Music.
Well,
What else?
real,
Do you
real,
have
real
any other
quick,
movie stuff, or what you got?
yeah, so the Kevin Smith movies are done on Kind of Funny, and they're starting the new Star Trek trilogy. So I started watching. I watched the first one.
Ooh, which one are you on?
The
Okay,
2009.
tell me about the first one. I gotta hear. We gotta have this discussion. You're right.
I
Right.
mean-
Chris Pine's first role is
So here's the thing. I was never a Star Trek guy.
mhm.
So if they did anything
Okay.
offensive, I wouldn't know.
So I've watched them all. Now I would say I'm more of a Picard guy if
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick captains here. But I mean overall, it's even I enjoyed Enterprise.
Mhm.
There's Discovery was good. The newest one. I felt like the first season was not doing any justice. I feel like they turned it around in season two. But that being said, the difference between Star Trek content and versus the J.J. Abrams Star Trek content, it's more action driven.
Yeah.
Whereas there was action and things. It's just it really just kind of tried to make Star Trek cool to everybody
Yeah.
versus a very niche following. And I felt like for what it did, I enjoyed it. I think it's a good take. I think they did it right by saying, okay, well, what if, you know, with everything that went on, what if we kill his dad? And
Yeah.
now you see him go on this journey through kind of becoming a rebel versus that poster boy for Star Trek, and so I thought it was cool. I
Yeah, and
thought the guy who played Spock was on point.
yeah, I thought he was really good. And what I enjoyed is the last I watched this yesterday morning when I woke up, and I just kind of went into the living room and just popped this movie on. The
Mhm.
last movie I watched at home was Return of the King. So watching a movie that's like an hour and a half and I'm done, I was like, heck yeah, let's go. Get me in, get me out.
Yeah, it's a different animal, man. I feel like when you watch two, you're gonna think, "Oh wow, Kirk killed it in this movie. It's amazing." You're gonna see Doctor Strange himself, Benedict Cumberbatch playing Khan.
I
Um,
think I'd prefer if it was just Doctor Strange.
hey man, he kills it in this movie as a villain. Like
Yeah.
I hated Khan in the original movie trilogy. The the way Cumberbatch does it gives a lot of relatability, and a lot
Mhm.
of people didn't like that about Khan because there's like an absolute hatred for Khan in the Star Trek communities from what I've read over the years. And but I feel like you're gonna enjoy that movie. Third one,
A little bit less enjoyable.
it a little bit less Space Odyssey, a little more of a dumpster fire. Not
Yeah,
not not like Bay Transformers by any means, but
but still not as good.
speaking of one of the worst looking mobile games I've ever seen that's coming to the Switch. That's
Yeah,
my personal
yeah,
opinion.
it does not look good. But yeah, dude,
I just
it, when you were just talking about his rendition of Khan, it's what it sounds like is it's what they tried to do with Ultron in the MCU, but they did it right.
that's an accurate portrayal. It's kind of like, yeah, I would say that is a very accurate concept. It's just giving a sense of depth to the character that you because when you meet Khan in the original Star Trek, he is just he sucks. You
Yeah.
hate his guts. You love to hate him. That infamous scene with Shatner is Kirk, screaming "Khan!"
Mhm.
That scene. Whereas in this, you get a totally different perspective. On top of that, it's just like you kind of just for me, I fell in love with that character. It was like Heath Ledger's Joker to me
Mhm.
in Batman. In the Star Trek side of things, that would be Cumberbatch's Khan. The villains they had for the third one just not memorable, kind of Dark Worldish. That's probably the best example. You're going to kind of get the Dark World feel for the third film.
Feel that. Feel that.
So
Yeah. So I'll let you know what I think about it next weekend. Uh,
sounds like a plan, dude.
but yeah, dude. So you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to pull up these psychic emails. What I forgot to do.
Oh Lord. Well, let's see what's going on
Uh,
there.
I tell you
So,
one thing.
dude,
She has
I'll tell
been.
you some.
What's up?
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. What you got?
She's been very pushy.
Oh, I believe it. While you're pulling up her pushy emails, I have a little gear referencing to do.
Oh
So I'm
no.
working on that project we talked about. Oh yes. Oh yes. To spare you all these gear minutes we were gonna put into the episodes and like trying to figure that out and trying to simplify things. I'm working on that project to be announced soon, but I got some new pedals in and I'm pretty daggum excited.
You got the fuzzy bit crusher 9000 reverb humper.
No. That's still bid on eBay.
Oh, okay,
But
okay,
that
I
being
gotcha, I
said,
gotcha.
I got this cool overdrive. So the story behind this overdrive for people who are into pedals out there, my fellow musicians of the world, there was a company here in Louisiana. I believe he still builds. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I need to catch up with him. A guy by the name of Mike Skinner. He started out making what you can consider the most famous or infamous overdrive clone of a Klon Centaur.
Yeah,
Klon Centaurs, you hear it on every record. Everybody from Aerosmith to Nels Klein from Wilco, all these top tier artists discovered this pedal because it makes a great boost. It makes a great overdrive. It's a jack of all trades. And the problem was everybody jacked the price up. You could have gotten one back in '95 for maybe 300-400 bucks,
hmm,
and it was a cool pedal. It eats up a lot of pedal board real estate, but people were picking it up, and it became so popular. The last one that I saw for the cheapest was about $1,700. So in that world, you started seeing guys cloning that pedal. Well, Mike, he cloned one for me. He actually cloned me a dual pedal,
hmm,
which had a blues breaker and also had the clone. For those that know what those are, what they're based off of. And then he decided to take that circuit and make it his own. He added some tweaks. He ended up making a pedal of his own called the Light Drive, which is his more modified, up to date rendition. Then he made a higher gain option, which is called the Night Drive. So, with that being said, back in, I believe, 2017, he made this overdrive into a two-in-one. Basically, it's one pedal, one circuit, so to speak, but you can change between the high gain and the low gain function, which is amazing because now I have less to work with, or more to work with as far as space, and even more to work with as far as the tonal applications. To whether I'm playing a country gig with you and we're
yeah,
doing an acoustic set, need a little push, just something to kind of raise the level a little bit, change the mid range. Cool, got that setting. Or if we call up our drummer and grab a bass player, go play a big live gig, and we need a honking rock and roll solo, I can flip a switch. We're good to go. The other pedal, just to make it short and sweet, is the Earthquaker Devices Hoof. This is the cool fuzz that actually kicked off Earthquaker Devices as a company. What's cool about that? It's based off of the Electro Harmonics Big Muff, which is that nasty, amazing fuzz tone we all have come to love. Well, some people not so much. But that being said, it's one of my favorite fuzz tones. What's really cool about it, the reason this pedal was designed was for the guitar player of the Black Keys.
yeah,
Because, back then, Jamie and the drummer from the Black Keys were good friends. They'd played music together. And so Black Keys is kicking off. He's needing something, that kind of works with his rig a little better, something a little more reliable than these old Russian big muffs from the early '90s that the foot switch doesn't always want to work. So he creates the hoof fuzz. Amazing tone, gritty and snotty is good. You can also turn it into basically a cello sound for your guitar. So I'm excited to get those on the board for coming up. That being said, that's all I got for gear today.
hoof fuzz sounds like something I would make up when I'm trying to make fun of you for your gear. Uh-oh. Oh no, Robbie's frozen again, everybody. Robbie, you're frozen again. I'm gonna message you. Hold on.
Oh, are you gonna message me?
Oh, okay,
I'm
there
gonna
you
hang
are.
up on you. Oh, no, I got yes.
I see you. I see you.
See, the gear brought us back together.
But yeah,
Oh,
did you get did you hear what I said before everything froze?
I heard that's the name I would make up for.
What I was about to say is
That's what I heard.
that's something I would make up to like make fun of you for like gears. Like, oh yeah, I've got this. What was it again? A hoof what?
Hoof fuzz.
Hoof fuzz. Yeah. Yeah. So, fun fact. Well, two fun facts actually. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to download this because I never hit the record button, so we just streamed it. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I'll download it. So just yeah. And two, for some reason AOL is still giving me crap. I'm gonna have to start printing these before I come home every weekend. But I do have
So
one.
what you're saying is we've got one. Okay.
We've
What
got
you got?
one. And the subject line is Angela, I was put on high alert about you. So,
Oh.
Spider-Man
Finky.
making his guest appearance on Here We Are.
I thought I'm fly away.
Okay, with
What a superhero you got there.
so apparently there's this chick named Grace, right? Who's a gifted friend and counselor, and
Okay.
yeah, they gave this counselor her date of birth, and apparently there are doubts about her astral sky. Now I don't know what that means, Robbie,
Really?
but it sounds important.
It sounds very ominous.
And just to make long story short, there's some radical things that are going to happen if she doesn't take in this offer of a tarot reading, and if she does, there will be a miracle and exclamation points, which is disturbing. And oh wait, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? But if we do go ahead with it, we will know real, all capitals, real wealth in our lives. So
Hey, maybe the real wealth will be AOL not giving you more crap on your phone.
maybe so. Maybe they'll have an app that works. Spider-Man.
That's a little bit too high of a expectation there, Doug.
Yeah.
So we've got a new episode coming out this week of the podcast.
Who do we have, Robbie?
Well, it's funny you mention that. So, we've been going abroad for a while,
Yes.
and how do you like it that I kind of forgot to write down who we were going with this week?
Well, let's see. I think all we've got.
You have it written down still from the talk the
Yeah.
other day.
So.
So anticlimactic. Sorry, guys.
I think.
I
I
literally was
think
looking for
all
my
we
paper.
have. I think all we have left recorded is Tracy, right?
Is that okay? Okay. Well, now let's dial that back. Okay, rewind.
Yeah, this
So we
isn't
got
live or
to one of the
anything. We could
coolest
just rewind and cut that.
Exactly. Exactly. No, we got to sit down with Tracy McInnes of Choke, one of the coolest cats. That dude put up with so much mess from our Discord, dropping calls. Like, we got dropped twice in this thing.
More than twice,
But
dude.
Tracy was well, yeah. Well, no, I'm talking on his end, yes, more than twice. But on our end, we just got dropped twice tonight, and that was frustrating.
Yeah.
But him, like, I mean, poor guy. I mean, he stuck with us through it. He has such a cool story, man. When he started Choke, like, I just fell in love with it. And if you've been in Lake Charles scene, if you've listened to the music scene and part of the metal scene, the rock and roll scene, these guys have such a broad sound that I think almost every guest we've talked to, we've had some kind of Choke discussion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just thought that was the coolest thing. Getting to sit down with the dude has an awesome mustache. Let's take it there. I mean, I got goals. I'm trying to get to those Tracy goals. And he's just such a kind person. And he's got a great crew of guys he's working with, working on their record. We talk about that on the episode more. But this week, definitely tune in for that audio episode because it's been such a pleasure getting to know this guy. So we're going abroad to Sulphur Westlake area.
Yeah, we went really
That's a pretty
far for this
stretch.
one. We went really far.
It was a lot of traveling.
Yeah, so and after this week, I'm thinking this Final Fantasy episode is gonna maybe happen next weekend.
Nice.
Unless like I don't know, maybe they've got a needless dungeon after this highway section. I don't know. They'll probably
find something to.
It'll probably be like,
get
hey,
ya.
you remember there was a chocobo with a nail broken back there? We need to go back. So if that doesn't happen,
Like I said, Doug, I feel like, yes, they gave you a lot that probably didn't need to be there, but if they hadn't given it to you, you'd be complaining about the fact that you didn't have enough.
but the thing is, if they didn't have enough meaningful content, they shouldn't have done it. They should have had it a little bit outside of Midgar. That's my thing.
I love setting you off on this topic.
Like-
it's gonna be fun.
Like it would be like if I wrote a song and then just stopped putting chords halfway through. It's just like, or
That's fair.
no, that's not true. It would be like if I wrote a really good song, like half of a song, and then the other half of the song is just me like boop beep bop 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 bop. Like that's basically Final Fantasy
I'd
VII.
be That might be a hit song right there,
Just a
Doug.
bunch of
What are
just
you
a bunch
talking
of
about?
pop
How'd you do that? Beat up,
nonsense.
up, up,
Bit
up,
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 up.
up, up, up.
That's gonna be a song now. You know, we're gonna sample that and make that into a crazy techno country tune. We're gonna sell that to Kane Brown, and you're gonna make a mint off the royalties.
Dude, I'm not selling anything to that guy. He
We're gonna get it as a duet. We're gonna get a duet with Kane Brown and Luke Bryan for that song. And it's gonna be called The Ballad of Duce.
This is a story. It's gonna be really
Yeah.
good for a minute and a half and really bad for another minute and a half. But
Hey man,
But-
that's how we're doing this thing.
before we close things out, I just want to give a
What you
quick
got?
shout out to our buddies over at We Are Not Game Devs. They've got a new
I'm down.
episode. It's IP 107. It's called Soul. So be sure to check that out. They don't have a new episode of their other podcast that I can see yet. But definitely check out We Are Not Game Devs and I'm blanking. Hold on, I'm blanking. Make This Happen. That's their other podcast. But yeah,
Fantastic.
you got anything else,
Also,
Robbie?
we've got Noah Barber, man. Well, I was gonna say we also have Noah Barber that just came on the podcast. He's got the Beefcake Boys,
Does he have a new one?
and that man, they came out with one last week. I want to say
I saw that they
either
changed.
that or that was new to me.
I think they just changed their graphic. I'll double check that.
Oh,
But regardless,
yeah,
you should
double
check out.
because I thought they threw an episode.
You should check
Oh,
out the
those guys.
Beefcake Boys cast regardless. And they've got
Fantastic dude.
they have got a dope new graphic.
Right?
Okay, so they've got a few episodes, but they don't have a new one yet. But definitely go check out what they have because it's really good.
Definitely. These guys are going places with it. But dude, that's really all I've got. It's gonna be a crazy week. We're rolling up on Father's Day.
Yeah, dude.
So it's dude, you got any fun plans for your Father's Day coming up?
No, I don't have anything.
No.
Uh,
Nice.
I
it's
know-
good chilling.
I know Saturday, this Saturday, we're gonna be going to that dinosaur park in Henderson. Have you seen this thing?
No, I haven't. What's that about?
It's basically a park where they've like recreated like to scale dinosaurs, like life-size dinosaurs.
Really?
Yeah, it's basically like Jurassic Park, except they're not alive.
That's bad. Well, I mean, that's probably for the best, you know. We don't want any clever girls, you know, stealing your
Yeah,
babies.
I mean,
you know.
you would think after
I ate my babies.
you would think they would have known to just because you can doesn't mean you should, kind of thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Goldblum got to him. He's like, just make replicas, you'll be fine.
But yeah, I don't have anything yet. I'm sure I will closer to 2. I might cook something.
Nice,
Dude, I've
dude.
got a new chili recipe that I've tried last weekend.
Really.
Normally I'll just want to be a little bit lazy and just throw in like one of the pre-made chili kits you can get from the store. But this chili, it's a lot of the ingredients, but you use some beef broth and stuff like
Ooh.
the cubes. I can't remember what goes in front of the cube. Bouillon cube, I think, something like that.
Bouillon. Yeah, bouillon.
You use some of those in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and like you cook this thing for like 2 hours, and it
Really.
came out so freaking good. Even my wife that like isn't a big chili person, even she dug in on some of this stuff. It's so good.
Bro, you got to share that recipe with me. That sounds delicious.
Oh,
I'll
I'll
tell you what, Jenny made. What's that?
I was about to say I'll send it to you after we get off the air in a minute.
Dude, she made a killer chicken recipe this weekend, and just like best gravy. It was just tons of butter.
Butter?
Just in the butter just in this pan, making a beautiful gravy. Had some chicken thighs in there that were just absolutely on point. Like I'm cutting it up for one of the kids, cutting up their chicken. They're like, just need a fork. I'm like, no, I'll cut it up, small pieces, whatnot. Ooh, there with the camera. And so cutting it up, I'm like, I started cutting it with the fork. That's how tender it was. Absolutely
Nice.
delicious. A good friend of ours has a garden where he gave us fresh potatoes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Keith with those potatoes was on point, dude. And then had broccoli and cauliflower covered in olive oil, a little bit of seasoning. Put that in the oven. Oh, delicious! Absolutely delicious.
That made me uncomfortable.
I'm getting yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I'm about to go throw a
Very
pizza in the oven.
hungry. Yeah, nice. I'm about to go see if I can grab my food I got earlier.
Closing out, this episode will be
Yeah.
available if you're just tuning in now and you want to catch what you missed. It'll be out on podcast services tomorrow morning sometime. And then at 5:30 a.m. Tune in to you could find us at the gaming page, on the Here We Are SWLA page, and then on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. 5:30 a.m.
You got options.
Yeah, you got options. Restreams making it happen, buddy. But yeah,
right.
dude. So tomorrow I'm gonna attempt to beat the final boss. If not, we're gonna be watching a YouTube video because I've got better things to do in my time.
Well, sounds like a plan, dude. Oh, hey, I gotta know what's the count at?
I don't know. Let me.
Before we get
Hold on.
Make this happen. I gotta know where our celebrity is at.
Hold on. I'm gonna get her on the phone here because I don't want to yell.
I don't blame you. You got a baby in the house.
What's
You
the
don't wanna
count
make
at?
that baby cry.
Okay, she's gonna look.
Okay. The suspense is killing
the
me. I hope
suspense.
it lasts.
1600. We're at 1600. All right. Thank you.
Go ahead.
So
son.
he has doubled his views in the span from right before we got on live and to this point right now. He has doubled his views.
You know, we should be taking music tips from this little guy.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I'm gonna write a script for him.
I'm down.
Because we had a comment on one of the Here We Are Gaming ads that, dude, build your audience on TikTok. I was like, I'm not going to go on TikTok. And then this kid gets 1,600 views in one day. I might be getting on TikTok, Robbie.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. That's the way it goes. You know what? All these people who go like against the grain, like, oh, that app stinks. What?
I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna have to stop making my old man grumbling noises about this stupid TikTok, and I'm just gonna get on the wagon.
Here we are. We're gonna make the Here We Are 1 and 2 TikToks. We're gonna be having some TikTok battles. We're gonna have to do this. This is a thing. We're gonna have to. We're gonna
the
work on
Twitch
this
channel is twitch.tv.HereWeAreGaming. Screw TikTok. That'll be every video.
Every video. Perfect. I love it. I love it.
All right, Robbie.
Dude, let's get on it, man.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Turmeric.
We'll see you again next week, and I will see you guys again in the morning. Thanks for watching.